Scarlett Johansson and Disney settle Black Widow lawsuit. Oh my God. I can't wait to break this down with you guys. This and everything else we're going to talk about on this episode of Miami Geeks. Stay tuned. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Miami Geeks Weekly Updates, brought to you by digitalcracknetwork.com. I'm your host, Punisher305, and with me, as always, old school gaming specialist, Uncle Willie.
Come on, you know what day it is. Play it.
It's 8 o'clock and we're ready to rock.
I never get tired of that. I never do. I keep saying that I never get tired of it, and it's fun. I love it.
I mean, just the whole context.
Oh, definitely.
Seriously.
But you know what, man, Willie?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this right now. I'm glad that we started that in a good note, but we have to get started, dude. And I'm going to have to get your gears working today because God of War is the winner of IGN's best video game of all time bracket. What? Yes. I mean, I didn't even know this was a thing, first of all. What's going on here, Willie? What is this bracket they speak of, and why the hell? I mean, I have no problem with God of War being up there, but what is this about?
We're talking about 2018's God of War, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to say it as IGN themselves said it in their article. After 26,604,825 votes and a challenging battle through a gauntlet of 64 of the most legendary games ever created, fans have spoken, and here are the results. Yes, 2018's God of War has been voted the best video game of all time. Now, you're going to expect me to throw things and say a whole bunch of things that sound like an old person saying when I was your age and whippersnapper and get off my lawn, and you're wrong about that.
Oh, okay. I was expecting it, actually. I was gonna double down on that one, but please go ahead.
I am not, and I'm going to say it right now, I know that IGN 10 out of 10 gets a lot of flack for their shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not holding IGN entirely to task with this. All right, first, details.
All right.
They got a bracket. They got 64 games that are considered among the best of all time, if not the best of all time. And they put them in a bracket, March Madness style. And have people vote on them one by one, as they came up. They ranked them, they seeded them, just like March Madness. So you ended up with things like number 1, Red Dead Redemption versus number 16, Borderlands 2.
Jeez.
There is a mix of really, really good, influential, important games in here. And for some reason, League of Legends and Fortnite. But I get it. This is not, 64 of Willie's best games of all time. This is a sampling of games from all genres and let's face it, all generations. Just duking it out. And some of these brackets were really interesting. Like in the second round, number 1, Red Dead Redemption, actually got edged out by the smallest of margins, 51% to 49%, and was beaten out by number 8, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Jeez.
San Andreas, as a matter of fact, was one of the final 4. But it did lose to the eventual champion, God of War. And God of War edged out Grand Theft Auto 5. You can see already that there's some really, heavy games in there.
No, yeah. There's a pretty good amount of games here, man. I mean, besides those that you just mentioned, like, of course, they have League of Legends, they have Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, Knights of the Republic, GoldenEye 007. I mean, dude, there's some heavy hitters here, dude.
Some of the biggest games of all time are in here.
Yeah.
Now, where I start to find fault.
Okay.
Number 1, I'm just going to say this, and y'all can think whatever you want. The vast majority of the people who voted on this are under 30.
I mean,
Just gonna put it out there.
it's a possibility. Yeah, you're probably
No,
you're probably
the possibility near certainty. Because then again, some of the game. I mean, I'm gonna say it again. Some of these games are a little suspect.
Hmm.
But I'm gonna give you examples of what I'm talking about.
All right.
Super Metroid, considered one of the best games on the Super NES. Classic game. Was actually ranked number 1 on its side of the bracket. Lost to Apex Legends.
Wow. They actually put
Okay.
Tetris here.
Tetris is it's a Pantheon level game. I don't give a shit what anybody else says. Tetris is a Pantheon level game, like the number 2 or 3 best selling game of all time. Even though sales don't matter, it's a very popular game.
I see. I'm
So,
telling you,
yeah, I get it. I get it being on here.
amazing things here, dude. There's actually
No, it lost
crazy
the-
these numbers.
The fact that it lost to Bloodborne isn't even a thing to get mad about. Truthfully, because Bloodborne is just a continuation of a genre-defining game.
Yeah.
What Pokemon Yellow was doing in there, please someone explain to me. And it beat Street Fighter 2. Just wanted you to know that.
Pokemon Yellow beat Street Fighter 2?
Pokemon Yellow beat Street Fighter 2.
Okay, yeah, you're right. This has to be done people younger than us.
Well, which fine, whatever. Super
Even-
Mario World lost to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
And Super Mario 64 was outdone by Batman Arkham City.
But
Wow.
you know what? Batman Arkham City was arguably the best game in that franchise.
It was. It
And the
actually was
Batman
a really
Arkham
good
games,
game.
And the Batman Arkham games were genre defining.
Yeah.
So I can understand that game being on there. What the hell Persona 5 Royal was doing on there is beyond me.
Hmm.
But they didn't get out of the first round because Super Mario 3 beat it. But you're seeing some legendary games here.
I got you.
Another tough one. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild beat Final Fantasy 7. The first problem is they left it up to vote with an audience that skews young. Unfortunately, IGN has no control over that. But at the same time, it's not fair putting these games in a bracket like this because you end up with some things that. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Yes, this is not what Willie thinks is the best. But Witcher 3 completely trounced Diablo 2 in the first round. I do not care how you feel about Witcher 3, and it's a fucking fabulous game. But it had no business being in a bracket next to Diablo 2.
I totally agree there, man.
Same thing with Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, which was in the first round, and it was pinned against Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and won. Where it then beat Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, who had beaten Civilization 4. Like a lot of these, like, when you put things in brackets like this randomly, you're not combining like for like. You're not combining, things within the same genre.
No, I get what you're saying.
You're just randomly putting things on a based on what you think they rank at.
Yeah.
And letting people go ham on it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And then there's some games that as much as I love them, they have no business being in this chart. What the fuck is Burnout 3 Takedown doing here? And I love Burnout. I love that series.
No, I know. But who was it going against?
It went against Chrono Trigger and beat it.
Wait,
Chrono
what?
Trigger, one of the most loved Super NES games of all time, and it lost to Burnout 3.
Yeah, this was kind of like they just mixed too much things in the bag and threw it out there. And of course, a lot of the people, 30 and up, they're gonna be looking at it and be like, I don't know what the hell a Chrono Trigger is, but hey, Burnout Take 3,
No.
awesome.
Yeah. If they're 30 or younger, they might
Yeah.
not know what a Chrono Trigger is.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they know what a Burnout 3 is.
I'm
But then again,
surprised
that was
too.
Xbox. That was
But
Xbox.
then,
So
yeah,
World of Warcraft over Fortnite. I'm not even arguing with that.
no, I won't.
I'm just upset that the margin of victory wasn't bigger.
But still,
World
you
of
have
Warcraft-
you have Call of Duty 4 versus GoldenEye.
In the third round, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare beat World of Warcraft. And I can't even get mad at that. But Call of Duty 4 beat GoldenEye. I'm not going to get mad at that either. I'm sorry. I know that GoldenEye is looked upon very favorably. But I challenge you right now, Punisher. I challenge you to play it.
I'm gonna have to one day. I mean, it's been such a long time.
I challenge you to play it, and I'm willing to guarantee that you're not going to look upon it as fondly as you do right now. Because remember when I did the retro reviews on the website on the Digital Crack website?
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked back on GoldenEye. I'm like, you know what? I have it. I fired up my N64 and I popped it in and I played the game and I hated it. And it's not the game's fault. It's not the game's fault. It's just that it has not aged well. Remember, the N64 only had one analog stick. Try to play a first-person shooter on a console right now, holding a controller, using one analog stick.
I see what you're saying. All right. So, what will be your outtake of this whole thing, Willie? Now,
there are, like I mentioned before, I'm part of certain groups on Facebook that have to do mainly with retro games, and I like the way that they do it when they try to do top lists. They don't just have people pick games out of a bracket. They give people a chance to nominate whatever game they want. Make a list. Make a list. Make a list of your top 10 favorite games of all time. Then they get that list and they tally up, okay, this game has been mentioned more times than this one, so this one's higher up. They give it they give the votes weight based on what placement they have. Give them a score 1 to 10, depending on what their position is. The higher, the more points you get, the higher you are. You always end up with games that you don't expect. Like one of them considers one of the greatest games of all time to be Phantasy Star 4, which arguably is a phenomenal game. But you would think, I don't see no Mario's or Zeldas here. But it's more indicative of what people in general across all age ranges consider to be their favorite.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how many games, like if this were done differently, like if they gave this list and said, okay, rank them, and you give people, and you give the people's choices based on points based on where they put the games.
Yeah.
I guarantee you'll see a very different list.
You know what? That's actually a good idea, Willie. I want to ask our viewers out there, why don't you guys make a top 10 list of your favorite games? Put it down there in the comments below. We will let you know what are your top 10 games, and we'll probably put it out there on Instagram to let people know. I mean, with your permission, of course. We'll put your username or whatever and put down your top 10 games out there, and then we'll do a comparison to anybody else that does it.
I'll start it.
Cool.
I'll put I'll put in one of the comments. I'll put my top 10. It's going to take me about 3 months to do it, but I'll do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Again, comment down below. Let us know your thoughts, and let's have a conversation about this. Now, Willie, Kratos actor Christopher Judge says he's the reason why God of War Ragnarok was delayed. And I mean, I don't want to be mad at the guy, but I'm gonna explain to you the reason why he says that. So Christopher Judge, behind the whole voice of Kratos 2008 God of War, was preparing himself for the new sequel of the game Ragnarok, but he said that he had surgery, and that's the reason why the game was delayed. But he also told everybody, to my beloved fandom, Ragnarok was delayed because of me. August 2019, I couldn't even walk. I had back surgery, hip surgery replaced, knee surgery. They waited for me to rehab. And I'm going to tell you this right now, Willie. That is a lot of surgeries. And I'm glad. I'm glad that he's taking care of himself. But Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and bitch at the guy, but that's a lot of surgeries, man. And I'm kind of glad that he's able to walk now and all that good stuff. Or at least going through the whole rehab and make sure that he's, going through the whole process and whatnot. What do you think?
Exactly what you said. Because at the end of the day, yes, we want these games to come out. We want to play them. We want to, be excited by them and stuff like that. But sorry, health and life come first.
Absolutely, man. And, I'm glad. I wish him a speedy recovery. And I can't wait for God of War Ragnarok. Like, I cannot wait. So take your time, brother. I know the game is about to come out soon. Just make sure you get all the rest. Drink your vitamin C, orange juice, calcium, whatever you need, man, just to keep those bones strong and make the game possible. Now,
you have to do it right. You have to do the Hulk Hogan way.
Train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, be true to yourself, true to your country, be a real American. Whew.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's how it's done. That's how it's done. Hulkster, right. Brother.
You're still a racist bastard, but yeah.
Yeah. I still like that. That was the classic Hulk. I'm okay with that. But anyways, Final Fantasy Soul, like Strangers in Paradise, arrives in March 2018. Sorry, March 18th. Only a few months. We got a first look of the Strangers in Paradise Final Fantasy Origins. Square Enix announced the release of it in Tokyo Game Show. It will hit PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, and also PC on March 18th. Willie, do you have any do you have anything about this game, being that it's kind of like a prequel or something like that from what I read?
It's a Souls-like, which is obviously new for this series, for this franchise, I should say. Mm-hmm. Whatever they want. I mean, it's fine to take this game, your series in new directions, your franchise. Because let's be serious, this is Final Fantasy doesn't have a main storyline in canon. All the stories are all over the place. Mm-hmm. They want to do a Souls-like, that's fine.
Perfectly fine. All right.
The two things that tickle me about this announcement, and a lot of announcements that you've been hearing lately, and I don't know if you've noticed this.
What?
I made a mention of something like this before, but I'm going to make the mention again. You notice exactly how many games are cross-gen?
I never really paid attention to that, Willie.
I know the reason why. The PS5 and the Xbox Series consoles are doing really well, but despite all that, many people who want to buy the consoles can't because of supply constraints. Because of that, a lot of companies are making a decision to make these games cross-gen. If you recall, something similar happened when the PS4 and the Xbox One came out. But that was for different reasons. Back then, they didn't think that the PS4 and Xbox One were going to do as well, because I don't know why they thought that people were getting worn out of games. Like the people thought that they thought that people had gaming fatigue or something.
Oh my God.
That's why you saw a lot of cross-gen titles, and that's why you saw a lot of half-ass remasters.
You know what, Willie? Bringing that you're coming up with the whole remasters and stuff like that, Konami is actually doing something like that right now as we speak. Actually, it's not even I would like to say a remastered, I guess, or revive. But Konami is set to revive Metal Gear Solid, Castlevania, and Silent Hill. Now, those are three big-ass titles. Now, are they going to be, up to par to what they were back in the days? I'm not even sure. But the first title that they're going to be working on right now to revive is going to be Castlevania, which sources describe as a reimagining. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Being that Konami is Konami, what are your thoughts, Willie, about the fact that they're going to be doing this this revive to 3 top names like that.
Okay, now this was told by certain sources to Video Games Chronicle, and they're saying they're saying that they're reimaginings in the sense that they're going to be new installments. Although they've also heard, and this is something that is not listed here, but I also heard it was centered around Metal Gear Solid 3.
Really?
Well, first of all, the first thing I thought of when I heard that was, poor Joe.
Oh, yeah, he's
Agent
not
Joe,
happy about this.
He is a massive, I'm talking about massive Metal Gear Solid fan. And he's been hoping for word from Konami that they were going to remaster or some other way re-release Metal Gear Solid games, starting with the original. Which that's I would say that's Grail level. That's Holy Grail level for him.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, like I mentioned before, the PS3 had a Metal Gear Solid collection where they had the first 3 games. And it'd be good to see that now, because it's campy as shit. I'm never gonna stop saying it. One of the games featured an enemy that had a gun that would shoot bees.
I still find that hilarious, man.
I will never stop talking about that. But with all that, it's still a very beloved series, and so are Castlevania and Silent Hill. Now, if Konami is going to make new entries that live up to the originals, or at least if it was going to rework them in a way that respects the original games, people will be down for it.
Yeah, that's true.
How likely is that to happen, considering this is Konami?
You know what? And let's talk about that as well, about Konami. Konami vows to fix the eFootball following the whole messed up launch that they had. So, in a news statement published by the afternoon, Konami vowed to improve the game and even went as far as to identify many gameplays and graphic issues that has been seen in the eFootball becoming a meme. Basically, Willie, what Konami's trying to say is that they done fucked up and they're gonna try to fix it. I mean, is it a good thing that they acknowledge this finally, or what? I mean, we're talking about soccer, so everybody there, when I'm saying eFootball, it's just technically soccer.
Yeah, we're talking about eFootball. We're talking about soccer. They say whatever you want about how much you love Metal Gear Solid and Silent Hill and Castlevania and Contra. Their most popular series recently has been Pro Evolution Soccer.
Mm-hmm.
And this was them trying to cash in on a cheapy looking soccer game, calling it eFootball 2022. And when I say cheapy, this looks like someone really badly digitized players' faces on models that are almost PS2 level.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, the image is right here, and that is scary to look at.
You're looking at it right now.
Scary.
It looks frightening.
It is.
Like, this is the kind of shit that you would probably see when companies started getting into 3D. It's only slightly better than that.
Those images are just terrifying.
They are. Like,
but
and the cinematics that you see on the launch trailer,
mm-hmm.
Oh, they look way better than what the game looks like.
It's bad. I'm just saying right now. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm glad that they're gonna work on it and get it fixed. And I'm glad that they even acknowledge the fact that what's wrong with the whole fucking game. So good. And I'm pretty sure that everybody there that likes soccer, they're pretty much happy about this as well. But yeah, so with that being said, fuck it, finally. But let me talk to you, Willie, about the first ever 8K 60 FPS game that hits the PS5. The Tourist. Okay. You heard about this game before, right? It was on PS4.
Yes.
Okay. So the Tourist is the first 8K 60 frames per second console game ever released, but we can't go that far saying that it's going to be pushing 8K on a TV. So please do not buy a fucking 8K TV yet, because that's not the whole shtick here. So the first thing to keep in mind is while the game is running at full 8K res, the actual game on your TV is only presented in 4K. Willie, why is that?
Okay, first, I wanted to clear up something, because
Yes,
I know there's PC heads out there that are screaming and saying the PC can do 8K. Yes, there are PC
they're
games
not wrong.
that you can crank up to 8K. Matter of fact, Linus Tech Tips did a video where they played Cyberpunk in 8K.
Yeah,
But that wasn't a game that was marketed as an 8K game, because there really hasn't been an 8K game. You can just get games on PC and crank them up to 8K.
yeah.
It'll run like a slideshow, but you could do it. Well, this game is supposed to run natively at 8K 60 and is marketed as such. But although Sony would love to tell you that the PlayStation 5 is capable of 8K graphics, it cannot output at 8K 60. It's running HDMI 2.1 can run 4K 60, but it doesn't have the bandwidth for 8K 60. PC does it because they use another kind of connection technology called DisplayPort. And DisplayPort 1.4 can handle 8K. Oh, fine. You look at it, and mind you, you're looking at the game. It doesn't look like anything spectacular. It's not like, oh my God, face melting graphics. It looks to me like a PS3 game. I don't know if you ever saw it, Punisher. It's called 3D Dot Game Heroes.
3D dot game. No, I haven't seen that one.
I'm gonna show you what it looks like. You can put it up there on the screen for folks.
Okay.
But 3D Dot Game Heroes takes the Zelda concept, and it looks it looks very voxel, because those are the kind of graphics that you're looking at. They're called voxels, and it looks great. I mean, take a look at it now. You can see it yourself. I'm sharing it with them live, ladies and gentlemen. You might not hear it, but I am. And you can see that it looks really cool. And yes, From Software made it.
Got it.
But it's not something that overly taxes the system.
But it's still an overly nice game from what it looks like.
Oh, it looks great. You're looking at it now.
It's a really good game. I'm not gonna lie. I like the way it looks.
3D Dot Game Heroes is a really good game. And it's a shame that most people can't play it because it's on PS3 and it costs approximately $6 trillion now.
Jesus.
Because everything is too fucking expensive because human malware 2.0. So great. Sony can lay claim that they have the world's first 8K 60 game. Can't play it at 8K 60, but you got it. You got it.
Yeah, congrats.
Hey, the United States has the world's fastest car on the streets. I can't buy it, but hey, it's there.
Yeah. But you know what, man? It's all good and dandy. And whatever it is, man, fuck it. The only thing I can say is, I would like to see more about this game. It looks pretty cool. It looks interesting. But you're right. So let's just go on with that. So now, Willie, in other news, Scarlett Johansson and Disney settled the Black Widow lawsuit finally. So now that the two parties have settled their issues, according to the Hollywood Reporter, this is actually great. So now it looks like there's some good. It looks like they're going back to normal. There's no more of that bad blood between them, and pretty much there's a statement here. I'm not sure from who it is. I think it's Johansson herself. I'm happy to resolve our differences with Disney. Johansson pretty much said, yeah, it says right here, sorry. In a statement, incredibly proud we've worked together over the years and have greatly enjoyed my creative relationship with the team. I look forward to continuing our collaboration in years to come. That's fantastic. Meanwhile, Disney Studios, the chairman, Alan Bargman, offered the following statement. I'm very pleased that we have been able to excuse me, come to a mutual agreement with Scarlett Johansson regarding the Black Widow. We appreciate her contribution to Marvel Cinematic Universe and will look forward to working together on a number of upcoming projects, including the Tower of Terror movie. I don't know, Willie. To me, that sounds pretty good. Is there anything past that we probably missed? Like any numbers, anything what gonna happen? Like besides the fact that they settled, is there anything past that? Maybe.
There's no mention of the exact amount that Scarlett Johansson got as a result of this. I've heard reports saying that she got something in the order of tens of millions, but there's no word. For those who don't know, the lawsuit came along when Disney released Black Widow on Disney Plus Premier Access date and date with the movie, which Johansson did not want to happen, and they were trying to negotiate a way for her to be happy with it, getting some cut, because her contract language specifically said that she did not get any money from anything that Disney got from streaming. Her contract was tied entirely to box office. They tried to negotiate prior to the movie coming out without success. When the movie came out, she sued, saying that she lost a substantial amount of money. It was a little bad blood at first because Disney decided to get really petty about it, trying to say, well, it's a shame that she decided that, she wants to put money first, considering she's already made $20 million. Dick move, Disney. But I'm glad to see that things have worked out. It's never good to see anything end acrimoniously. It's not good to see when an actor and a studio who have worked very well together up to this point, they suddenly fall out and don't work together anymore because of, I would say, not just misunderstandings, but over money. Mm-hmm. Especially considering the amount of money that Disney's already made from Johansson, and let's face it, the extra money that they made because of the wording in her contract. No matter what point of view you have, whether you think she was right or she was wrong, personally, I think that she was wrong. Okay, but it's still messed up. And I'm glad that they hatched it out.
Yeah, so am I, man. So am I. So guys, what do you think about this story? Do you guys have anything to bring up to this? Any thoughts? Do you guys want to know if maybe she just went there and give him a little something? Nah. Anyways, guys, comment down below. Let us know your thoughts of this story and everything else we just talked about. And also in news, Venom 3 will happen. What will happen if let me say this right, because I'm reading this and it's kind of hard to even say it just knowing the movie came out today. It's confusingly worded. It is, yeah. So Venom 3 will happen if Carnage is successful, and I'm not even sure if that's even a possible way to even word it, because okay, so far I gotta tell you this, March.
It's like it's correct.
Yeah.
But it's just confusingly worded.
Yeah, it is. So, technically they want to know that if Venom 3 is going to come out, that there's a possibility that that if it does really good in theaters, it is a possibility for Venom 3. While talking to Willie about this, and now the numbers has changed, because I still see a lot of reviewers, a lot of people talking about the movie, that it was bad. Last night, they had an early screening of the movie. So when I looked at on Instagram and all stuff, people were saying that Rotten Tomatoes was giving this movie a 40 and the audience score was a high 80 still. So I was like, all right, so there's a possibility that this movie is pretty good. I just refreshed the screen right now and I was talking to Willie and I was like, hey Willie, this movie became a 60, which just became like a pretty good movie still on the tomato meter, which is pretty much the reviewers that went to see this movie, and that's now. I just refreshed it just seconds right now while I was talking to you guys. It's at 59 now, so it went down 1%, and it's that green splat logo what they have here. But the audience score is still high, so now I'm kind of curious because if the reviewers think it's bad, I would have thought the audience would have hated it, but it looks like the audience are actually liking this movie. So it looks like there is a possibility, and I'm not even sure how big of a possibility. We'll find out by Monday how much this movie will make during this whole weekend. Willie, what do you think, dude?
Well, the first thing I think is don't listen to Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh no, I don't listen to them. I just look at the score to see, like, to compare a thought. And it's not to say, oh, I'm gonna go to this movie because they have a green whatever the fuck. No. I kind of like the fact that the audience is the one that, you know, they put their things in there and it goes by that rating. I'm still gonna watch the movie because I want to see the movie. But now,
okay, but that's the first thing I'm thinking.
Okay.
Because y'all need to watch movies for yourself and determine for yourself whether or not you like the movie. Don't let Rotten Tomatoes do it for you. Number two. Okay, so we already know it's going to be a Venom 3.
Yes.
I'm not going to, I mean, for those of you who have not watched the movie, there aren't going to be no spoilers. But the odds that there will not be a Venom 3 are slim to none, and Slim just left the building.
Yeah.
Because, number one, people like this movie. And number two, they've got plans. But what Tom Hardy's basically saying is that he wants to see this movie pull the numbers that he wants to see. And I mean the exact quote: "I'm deeply invested in this particular franchise.
Yeah.
If it's successful, there's another one to do." All right, so which one is it? Sorry, Mr. Hardy. May I call you Tom? Which one is it? You're either deeply invested in a franchise, or you'll make another one if it's successful.
I mean, that's what I will think, man. Like, if you're in it to win it, then you're 100% in the movie, even if it crashes, just to make it better, right? I mean, from what I remember, they only have what?
I mean, yes. I mean, if you're really deeply invested in something, if you see that it fails, you want to come back and correct the mistakes that you made before.
Correct. But now the thing is that they only have 3 movies to do, right? For Venom.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. The movies are made nowadays with thoughts of a trilogy.
Got it.
They're made like when they're first proposed, the studios are like, okay, can we make 3 movies out of this? If we can't, then why are we having a conversation? Which is it's amazing that movies get made nowadays, because not every movie is ripe for a trilogy. Like, I know everyone's talking about Nobody 2, and as much as I would be very happy to see a Nobody 2, really? I mean, it could happen. We saw in Nobody that the police department, wherever he was at, is completely ineffective.
Yeah.
Still. Venom 3, I see it happening. Here's something that I wish wasn't happening.
What?
Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Okay, wait a minute. First of all, you're saying that like if that's a thing. Well, is that a thing? Like, it's still happening?
Five Nights at Freddy's is a Blumhouse movie that's gonna happen. And mind you, they don't have the original director anymore. Chris Columbus left. But they're still going forward with it.
So it's just on automatic right now, just going.
I mean, it's gonna go forward. And this is Blumhouse. You know they don't like wasting money.
No, of course not. But they use the.
So he wants to get his money's worth. The question I have is, didn't we do this already?
That's what I thought.
Nicolas Cage did Willy's Wonderland.
Which I still think that movie's freaking hilarious and retarded at the same time.
And they did a Hair Bear Bunch movie that was essentially Five Nights at Freddy's.
That movie was weird.
That movie was actually better than Willy's Wonderland.
It was weird, yeah, but it was not that bad, yeah. But it's weird. I don't know. I just like the other movie with freaking Nicolas Cage because it was Nicolas Cage, and he didn't say a word in that movie.
Cage. That's the reason why.
That's the thing. He didn't say a damn word in the whole fucking thing. He would just pop that fucking drink and play fucking pinball.
Kind of nonchalantly kill totally unthreatening animatronic characters. Which, how do you kill one of those? I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know either.
I don't know. To me, Hair Bear Bunch was more interesting.
Okay. All right.
And you know what? You'd think that I would like Willy's Wonderland because my name is on it. But no. I am simple. I am not that simple.
I get it. We all get it.
Let's talk about something more interesting.
You know what? Let's do that, Willie. Well, let us talk about No Time to Die. And No Time to Die races to 22 million at international box office. So the 25th entry of the James Bond canon scored the highest single gross in September, the highest single day in the pandemic, actually, and the highest single day in the UK since Star Wars: Rise of Skywalker opened holiday period 2019. I'm not gonna say that's just gonna say that's fucking awesome. I have not seen any of the fucking James Bond movies for it's a long time, but I really want to make an effort to watch this one though. What are your thoughts, Willie, about the fact that they're doing this good now?
I mean, this is a highly anticipated movie, not just because it's a Bond movie, but because it is the last movie for Daniel Craig.
Yes.
And you know what? I'm happy for it. Like, I have not seen one. I think Skyfall was the last one I saw. Was that the last one, or was it Quantum of Solace? I know I didn't see Quantum of Solace. I didn't see Quantum of Solace. I mean, let's look it up because I have the power of the internet here.
Of course.
And I can tell you which one the last one was. The very last one was Spectre, which I also did not see.
I didn't see that one.
So I missed Quantum of Solace and saw Skyfall because Quantum of Solace was before. But Spectre was afterwards, and I have not seen that one. I really enjoyed Casino Royale.
I saw very little of that one. That was really good.
And I enjoyed Skyfall. This one's supposed to be a really big deal. And not just because it's Daniel Craig's final one, but he's not 007, not a spoiler. He's not 007. It's actually a woman.
Oh, okay.
But okay, I mean, awesome.
It's gonna be a big change, but fine.
It made a record 6.6 million the first day it was out of the UK, and this is Malware 2.0, human Malware 2.0 numbers.
Yeah.
So the UK is behind it. Go Bond.
Fuck it. You know, it is what it is, man. And I would like to see this movie, and hopefully I can actually sit down and watch these movies. But that would have to be on another day or time or so. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the end of our show. And I got to say thank you. Huh?
We are not.
What do you mean?
I found something while we were in the middle of the podcast. And if I don't share it with you, I would be a terrible friend. These are rumors. These are rumors.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't want you to get too happy. But it is being reported that Disney and Marvel are considering an R-rated series.
What? Keep going.
Pray tell, who would be at the center of an R-rated MCU series?
Deadpool.
That is actually the wrong answer.
What? Who?
I'm glad you asked. John This is first reported by giant freaking robot, and I'm gonna put it straight up in the rumor pile, not to disparage giant freaking robot, but I'm sorry, I don't know you guys that way. John Bernthal returning in rebooted Punisher series, according to a scoop of theirs. And we got this covered as saying that, and this is all today, and we got this covered as saying that it's going to be an R-rated series.
I'm happy.
I figured you would.
That's it. This is where I'm going to end the podcast, because that's it. It's a good note.
With all the times that I've hurt you with horrible news, it's good to know that I can put one at the end that just makes you happy.
I mean, this is the best way to start October 1st, first of all. So thank you, God. Thank you. So, yes, now, ladies and gentlemen, with the smile on my face and the grin and everything, this is how we're going to end the show. And I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you so much, Willie, for that fucking amazing news. But, as always, this segment is brought to you by D2D. Use promo code MIAGeeks10 to save 10% on next purchase order. That's MIAGEEKS10 on caps. Description down below. Copy the promo code. Click on the link. Paste on the Shopee card, and that's 10% saved there, guys. Also, make sure to follow our friends at Decora Lights, which they have some killer LEDs and some cool things are coming up for the holidays. So make sure to follow them. Make sure to see what's up with them, and let them know that the Miami Geeks sent you. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button just to know when we come to some amazing news, which is 3 times a week. Mondays, Wednesday, and Friday, and a little something in between. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again, and we'll see you Monday. Peace.
Bye.